Okay, so fashion at its foundation is a form of art. Do you understand? And what we learned in primary school is that art is a means of self-expression. So, by connection and then by reality, fashion is actually a process of expressing yourself. Do you understand? It's a form of expressing yourself. That's why you hear things like, oh, you are dressed the way you are dressed, right? The way you look is the way people will address you. Because when you come out in a particular fashion, you're telling people, this is who I am, this is how I am, this is how I would like to be addressed, this is how I would like to be treated, this is how I would like to be seen. So that's the beginning part of fashion. However, I think that sometimes, because we get so carried away by multiple other things, a lot of us don't pay enough attention to our own selves, so we get overwhelmed with fashion. We think, well, sometimes I remember the number of my friends that when they talk about fashion, they're just overwhelmed. It's like, I never seem to have anything to wear. I spend 30 minutes trying to find what to wear every other day. That's exhausting, So it's like, I feel like there's a bolt that is missing somewhere there. Something is It's like there's supposed to be a fluid movement when it comes
to be a fluid
it's
movement?
supposed to be, yes. If you know yourself well, if you have a good idea of who you are, what you're about, like I said, it's a form of self-expression. If you know who you are, your fashion shouldn't be that difficult.
Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah. That's my belief.
Interesting. Okay, so it will bring me to discussing.
Okay.
I mean, you've been in this space for over 15 years now. 15 years thereabout.
Yes.
What are the major challenges you hear women talk about? You've mentioned a few.
Yeah.
But how do you advise they go about doing it?
So usually I ask people to review yourself. Do you understand? What kind of person are you? Are you a student? If you're a student and let's say you're studying law, I know law students, they have a limited wardrobe. Shop directly. Shop appropriately. Do you understand? If you're someone that your job makes you party a lot, shop appropriately. If you're someone that your job insists that you must wear a certain kind of shoe, and then if you're a mom, I feel like as a mom, first of all, I think moms are the easiest ones to shop for. But there's a disconnect there somewhere.
Moms are the easiest to shop for?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because moms need to be more focused on comfort.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it's like, I feel like if you're a fitness mom, I think you should wear health gear all the time. Like gym wear. Because you're going to run, if you have a toddler, you're going to run a lot. Unless you plan to pack your child inside a small space. If you're going to be running around, kids be doing the most. Kids can run into, I remember when my daughter was 2 years old, she ran into traffic and she was laughing. She found it amusing. Because I let her out my hand for like a few seconds. And she just ran, she was laughing. Yeah, mommy, see me. I was like, this child want to kill me. But I ran after her. Do you understand?
Right.
So I feel like for moms, it could be much easier. Then you have to get something more light, this thing. If your child throws up on you, it has to be something you can change very easily.
Okay.
You can, So it's like, I just think that, for mom wears, if you're someone that is always caring for your kids, I think that you actually have an easier thing. Just focus more on comfort than any other thing. And you're paying more attention to yourself and your child than you're paying more attention to what other people are saying. Because if you're talking of workwear, there's appropriate workwear. I remember someone that told me in her office she won one hair. They told her she had to loosen it. So she loosened it 2 days after making braids. That's very painful, But it's a fashion issue, because it's like, how did you not know that your office people had a problem? Or did someone just out of the whim say, this hair is not allowed? So I think that if you review your surrounding, what you're doing with yourself, it's easier to shop appropriately. And then when it now comes to that every day of picking what to wear, it's not as stressful.
Okay, so I think we'll come down a bit to analyze what you have just said a bit.
Okay.
But before we do that, everyone is talking about, everyone is wearing, and you want also be good. Part of it. How do you marry that now?
Okay, so personally, I usually say, I know it's going to sound contradictory because I'm a fashion designer.
Okay.
But I always say don't pay attention to trends.
Okay.
Not that anything is wrong with trends, but the thing is that the possibility of a trend being short-lived is very high. Do you remember that time when you suddenly started doing color blocking? It looked like it was a big deal, but I don't think that thing lasted up to a year.
Okay.
Think about it. Okay. So imagine if I was somebody that was so into color blocking. I bought like 15 bright pink tops, and then neon leggings, then lots of head, and after 1 year I have to let go of them. Like, it's exhausting. It's like, it's a lot. So with trends, I always say you need to be careful. Do you understand? Don't allow yourself to get too carried away. If you find something that it feels like it's something that you can vibe with, I'll say tread with caution. Do you understand? Like if I was a color blocking person, I'll say, oh, I like blue bangles. You just buy blue. You just don't just jump into the whole thing. Oh, everybody's doing this and everybody just you just throw. I feel like it causes stress for you.
Okay.
And always following trends just because they are there.
Okay.
But the thing is that the good thing with trends is that a lot of good styles come from trends.
Yeah.
You get like
if it suits your style.
Yes, like the wide leg,
okay.
yeah, like the wide leg pants
Okay.
have been around for I think 3 years now.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be around for a little bit longer before it moves. So like if you bought a wide leg pant last year or 2 years ago, you're going to still be having wide leg pants to wear for now. So it's like when you want to wear something, you're not thinking, I look like someone from, you know that's what happens with trends.
Yes.
Because suddenly you start looking like, I'm from 1980 something. I look like one small child. I look like one old, so that's what usually happens.
Yeah.
So I always say tread with caution when it comes to trend, but I feel like don't be in a hurry to go because trends have a tendency to have very short-lived this thing. So generally I say try not to be try to be more classic in the way you look at your clothes. So back to what I'm saying, when you review your life, who are you? What kind of thing do you like? There are multiple things you review. I only talked about what you do. Do you understand? There are multiple the kind of body you have. Okay. Some trends are not for you with your body.
Okay.
It's a reality, you have to get used to it.
Okay.
Do you understand? Thank God we have social media now. There are multiple things you can look at. There's something that I asked one of my friends to do. I told her, look at the kind of body you have. She said she's a triangular. There's a triangular body type. There are multiple body types, by the way. Guys, I can talk about this one multiple times because it's very helpful with ladies.
Okay.
Right, she's a triangular. So triangular bodies have wider shoulder and a little narrower at the hip.
Yeah.
So I told her, go and look at celebrities, Nigerian, non-Nigerian, that have triangular bodies. What do they wear that you like? That's likely where you find what will fit you better. Because she was having a problem where, this is raining, she'll buy it. And it's like, it's not looking, like the person that wore it is not the same body as you. You get, so it's like, one of those things you need to accept yourself.
Who you
I'm
are,
a
much,
right. I'm a much taller girl. I'm a 6'1". So I made peace with the fact that all this, I like this, there's this home where a lot of people wear now that is like long fitted dresses. I realize if I wear it, I look like a pole. I feel like I just look at one long eye. I don't like it. So it's like, I like what it looks like, but I just realized that if I'm going to wear this, I have to do plenty math. So I just haven't gotten it since. Instead, I get the set pieces that make me look more fuller hair, that show a hair. So it's like you have to just learn to accept your body for what it is. It removes the stress. You see that stress that comes with this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to reduce the stress. Do you understand? What first thing I said was review your work, review your kind of body,
the nature of your work.
Yes, then review even your color.
Okay, color.
Yeah,
all right.
Color. What colors do you like? What colors suit you? I heard it's recently I started seeing that one. I saw Korean on TikTok. You look at Korean these things. There are places you can go to. They will do what they call color
matching.
So they'll tell you the color that works best with your skin. Think about it. It may actually help. It might reduce a lot of. So it's like if suddenly the color that is in vogue is burgundy. Burgundy may not be the most flattering color for you. It could make you look ashy. I know we black folk, we have a lot of interesting undertones. Yeah, so you and your sister have the same color, but you realize that they look better in yellow than you. There's just a difference you get. So sometimes what's your favorite color? Your favorite colors make you feel more confident. I feel like the best item of fashion you can wear is confidence. When you feel good in what you're wearing, you have a tendency to just shine.
I think I like that.
It just shows. Yeah, it just shows. When you feel confident, like I always say, if you review your life, a lot of stress that comes with fashion is eliminated.
Okay.
Yeah.
The best fashion item to wear is confidence.
Straight up.
I love that because I think it makes a lot of sense. I really do like this because that is really where it starts.
Yes.
You could find women wearing expensive clothes.
Yes.
And if they don't have that confidence,
if they are self-conscious,
yes,
and it shows.
Yeah,
it shows. I'm telling you, it's stark. Like once you just see, you're like, this person. You can just tell. And I feel bad when I see it because you're like, you look like you went out of your way to look this good. Why are you not feeling? You know, you almost want to go, girl, up, but it's not. It's a mind thing. You cannot you can't talk someone out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you see someone who's not too,
that is just okay.
Yeah, that's just okay. But
because she's,
so it also goes with that, having confidence, and I think it's extremely important.
Yeah.
And that's where it actually even starts. Build confidence in yourself.
Yes.
Very important. Beyond having confidence in what you're trying to put on or what you're wearing and all of that. And I love the fact that you say eliminate stress.
Yes.
By really understanding who
the more
you are.
Yes. The more stressed you are when it comes to fashion, the less confident you feel about your fashion.
Okay.
It's interesting, yes.
Okay.
The more stress, if every time you look through your clothes, you do this, you do, most of the time you eventually wear something and you go out, you just feel like, I should have worn this one. Oh, I should have worn that one. I'm just tired. So like you're exhausted before the day even starts.
Wow.
That tends to happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So review this new body you have. What is it like? Did your color change? I know there's a friend of mine, I'll never forget. Her color changed. Her child is almost 7 years old, and the color never changed back. So she has to buy fresh makeup, like foundation. She has to use a holder. She cannot use what she was using before.
Okay.
Yeah. So she kept them for the first 2 years, thinking, but now she's totally different. She can't wear that anymore. So, we know of women that even lose hair, So, I just think that review the new you, the new version of yourself. Review the new version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then try and work accordingly. Look at your workplace, what is allowed, what is not allowed, then shop according to that. But just try, I feel like as a new mom, try not to be too focused on what's trendy. Be more focused on what is comfortable and is suitable for the office.
She's broken it down really, really well. First of all, understand your workplace, the kind of things you do, where you are. And I love the part about accepting your body. Accepting your body is very important.
Yes.
You talked about the V shape, right? What other shapes do we have?
Oh, there's a V shape. There's a straight. Straight is like, it's almost as if like, it's called athletic build, sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like some people are slimmer and they are that way. Your shoulder, your tummy, and your hip, the difference is not that much.
Okay.
Like give or take 2 to 3 inches apart.
Okay.
It's not a lot.
Okay.
Then there's the hourglass. Hourglass used to be the most celebrated, but I think
it's not the most celebrated anymore.
That's what I'm saying. It used to be now.
You say used to be.
It used to be now.
It is now.
I beg. I said what I said. I beg. So there's the hourglass.
They want to kill women with the hourglass.
Kilo day. Everyone should relax, please. Everyone should calm down. That's what people are doing BBL for now. Gosh. Please, let me just throw it out there. Your body is not a trend tool.
It's not a word.
Trend tool.
Okay.
I'm referring to the whole BBL thing.
Yes.
Making doing permanent things on your body for the sake of a trend. Your body is what is going to tide you through this give or take. I told my daughter we have 100 years on earth. It could be a little less, it could be a little more. You have a long time to go. Don't use your body to be doing trend. So it's like, imagine, like I talked about how you need to be worried about trends. So imagine if you did something that you thought, because it's trendy, you do it now. Then 4 years down the line, it's not trendy anymore. What are you going to do? Please wrap a trend, leave trend, please. I beg you. I'm begging you people. So that's what we're saying. So our glass is not as big as it used to be. I've said what I said. I beg. So there's the pear shape.
Which one is it now?
Anyone? All of them are popular.
All of them are popular, right?
Yes, actually,
But sincerely speaking, I wish someone could say this more to women. I'm coming from you as a fashion trainer.
Yes.
But what do you think gave rise to all this wanting to kill ourselves over fashion?
I think that there's something about desire, right?
Okay.
And we're taught that desire was connected a lot to what we look like.
Okay.
Do you understand? When you think of
the opposite sex desiring women and desiring
it may not even be it may not even be just the opposite sex, even the same sex.
Okay,
like
admiring you.
Yes,
and wanting to identify with you.
Yes, so it's like this. We're sold this idea that it was all in the look.
Okay,
that's what a lot of fashion magazines. That's what they did. If you look at fashion magazines, 5 ways to spin heads, how to keep a luring eye. Blah. I'm like, guys, it's not the physical. A lot of times, every human being, first of all, there's more to you than the way you look. Look is wonderful. Like, take care of it. Like I said, you dress the way you want to be addressed. I'm not disputing that. But spending too much, believing that all there is to you, all there is that is desirable to you is just the way you look. That is where the flaw is. Do you understand? If you have a beautiful sense of humor, you're desirable. If you're a caring person, you're desirable. If you're authentic to yourself, and you're always growing to be the best version of yourself, you are desirable. But it's like we spent most of us. So like what happened is that, like, let's say icons, like let's say Marilyn Monroe, she was like the first, she was the original pin-up girl, I think.
Yeah.
She had the hourglass
look.
So
even
like,
till today,
yes.
I mean, that name still.
Thank you. So it's like everybody thought, oh, for me to be liked worldwide, I need to look like, and that's what happened. I need to look like this girl. Then suddenly everybody started having blonde hair. People started wearing blue contacts. Everybody started trying to look more porcelain. Everybody started trying to do the, so it's like you start seeing the whole, you want to have butts or hip with tummy in, and then so it's like all that, so it's like, first of all, the reality is that Marilyn didn't exactly have a happy life, despite her being as desirable as she was.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, there's a lot of depth to it. She wasn't as desirable as she was. She generally had a tragic life. If you do your research, her life was tragic. But we are so focused on, this shiny thing that is happening. Then with things like, let's say, the media, like movie, Hollywood, all the woods actually, Hollywood, Bollywood,
all the woods, right?
Yeah, all of them. They, when you look at the superstars, what you saw, because of, like I said, I suspect, I don't know whether I won't say Marilyn was the first, but I feel like she was an easy blueprint. They started trying to look for people that looked as cool as her because of how desirable she was. It looked marketable. So like people that look like her would sell movies. So you look and you think, oh, if only I had. So it's like till today, you still see people look at them, celebrities that they like, and they think, oh, if only I had this like this, I had it. So, and when they can afford it, suddenly they want to do that thing. But you're making permanent changes on your body. That's where it becomes crazy. Do you understand? Oh, this person has it, so I'm going to do it. It's different from when you're going to buy something. You saw, oh, this beautiful barrel jeans, I'm going to go buy the barrel jeans. Barrel jeans, that's on its own is good, but it can be damaging if you think that barrel jeans is all that makes you look good. But it's still an outside, like if it doesn't work, you can throw it away. But if you do a major skin, as if you do something to your body to fit it, how will you change that? What are you going to do? We have seen people that got irreversible infections from plastic and body augmentation, but people don't care, they're doing it to fit that trend. So my dear, desirability, that's what I'll focus. I feel like desirability is the reason why people just want to feel like, they walk into a room, everybody wants to be with them, everybody wants to be like them, they want to be admired, they want to be longed after. I don't think a lot of people are willing to admit it, but that's usually what I think is the reason why people do that. They feel like, okay, I should be able to walk into, you see a movie, someone walks in, boss girl, she walks in and she's able to do this. So people want to be able to do that. But what makes you a boss girl is not your clothes though. Fact, movie can make you feel like that, but it's not the dress. There are other things, other things. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We will almost get to another topic beyond fashion.
Right?
Yes. Beyond fashion.
Yes.
But anyways, thank you. I mean, it's quite interesting really hearing your perspective and views on fashion, really. And you're hitting the point because it really it should come from within first. That inner person is so important before you start talking about the outward. But we are not saying that the outward appearances are not important.
They are very important, of course. Very but important. It's just not the only one. There are multiple factors to you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You are still on Diva's Diary right here on Konga 103.7 FM, your go-to station for great wisdom and inspiration. Also, your one and only commerce and hit music station, streaming worldwide 24 hours on kongafm.com. And yes, we broadcast from Lagos. I am a former Ajumabi, Ife Melody, your sparkling woman on air. And talking to us also, being part of the conversation is Chineze.
Hi.
Anwali Lagos. Okay. Yes. Okay, so what would you say about expenses now when it comes to fashion? Okay,
expenses,
because sometimes it looks like if it's if it's not expensive, it is not what we should have. Secondly, sometimes you also see what you like, but you think it's very expensive. Sometimes it's very expensive. Some of the things you really like. So what would you say about that?
I think that when it comes to, first of all, fashion is generally expensive. I feel like we should get with that program.
Okay.
The more comfortable you get with the program that fashion is expensive, I think that you should now know that you need to be more thoughtful when you're shopping. When you talked about buying trends, some trends are too expensive. That's why I said think about something that would last a much longer time. I feel like when you're building a wardrobe, like imagine you're building a wardrobe from scratch. Start with like getting basics. If your lifestyle encourages you to wear jeans, get regular pair of jeans. Don't go and buy the most in vogue type of jeans, because that's trendy one now could be out in 2 years. Now imagine you spent 100,000 on this pair of jeans. It's a lot of, it's a lot for something that would go in a few years, unlike if you get one that you can stay. Like I remember when I was back in uni, I had this, my auntie bought me this pair of Levi's. I used that Levi's for almost 5 years.
You used what?
Levi's jeans.
Okay.
Do you understand? It was just the classic cut, straight. So it wasn't back then wide legs or boot cuts, that's what they called. Boot cuts were in. I didn't get a boot cut Levi's. She just got me regular one. She just said, something that you can use and use well, because I'm an artist, so it's like I'm a painter. So because of that, I had to do a lot of to do landscape. They'll make us climb one hill somewhere.
Okay.
So I needed those kind of things. And she was like, no, just take this. She got me like 2 pairs.
Okay.
I used that my 5 years in school. So that I think is a good way of clothes. So it's like, if you think of it that way, fashion is expensive. Think about it that way. If the clearer or the more you embrace that reality that fashion is, the earlier you accept that it's not just everything that you should buy. You think through, be sure that this is what you want to get.
Well, why do you say fashion is expensive?
It's fashion, is it not? How else I say it's fashion?
Okay.
Is it not? Like if you think about it,
Okay.
good quality, good, because it's a lot of work that goes into fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you,
Art.
I work in fashion. Yeah, it's a lot of work that goes. It's art. Have you ever tried buying a painting before? So it's like fashion is, unless you're trying to buy like, will I say bare basics, like maybe white t-shirts.
Okay.
So if you're thinking of something that will be long wear, like I said, you're trying to reduce stress. You need more long wear things. Leave this, this is raining now, let us get it. This is in now, let me get it. You want less stress. When you think of your closet, when you thinking of something to wear, you're thinking of long wear. If you're thinking of long wear, you have to spend that money. Fashion, I think you have to just prepare when it comes to fashion and money. I believe that when you're budgeting money, put money aside for fashion, especially for women. Put money aside because men can avoid it if they want to. Women cannot really because remember I said you are dressed the way you want to be. You dress the way you want to be addressed. If you want to be addressed well, you have to look good. And as a woman, unfortunately, as a black woman it's even worse, but as a woman, you're judged a lot based off what you wear. You get, so you want to be confident, you want to be right in what you're wearing. That's to yourself. You're wearing what you know fits your body well, and you're wearing what you know is suitable for the environment you're in. And that's how I say it. But fashion is expensive. Just make peace with it.
All right. So you've done fashion for about 15 years.
Yes,
now.
I have.
What inspired or motivated that?
Fashion. What motivated? Okay, well, I studied fine and applied art. So I graduated as a painter. In my 3rd year in university, my best friend and I started doing something. It was a total accident, but the bottom line was we started preparing pageant queens.
You started doing what?
Preparing pageant queens.
Really?
Yes, in my school.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a crazy place, but okay. So they were doing my fine and applied that were very unserious.
Yeah.
When it comes to this type of
artists
things.
Can be like
yes,
that.
but like people just think something's wrong with these people. Right?
Yes.
Like because we're just very unserious. And there are more boys than girls. So they wanted to do like a pageant. It was like Miss Arts. That's for the faculty. So the mass communication girl has the best looking girls, man. Woo! Fine girls like this, eh? So there was mass comm girls, history, foreign languages, all those girls were, ready. And then I said, where are the art people? Art people did not come. We did not care. We did not even like it. It didn't even matter. Then I came and met us that we must participate. That if we don't participate, we must pay fine. So we now went, who is in first year? A girl. And when come, the girl was like, me, I don't know what to do. I said, we don't know what to do with that, but no problem. And that's how we just got it. And that's how we said, okay, see what you do. I have a history in modeling.
Okay.
Yes, I modeled before then. I had stopped modeling at this point. I had a history in modeling. So I thought I'd walk like this, dress like this. Both of us just sat down, went through everything, looked for very creative. We're artists now, so we got very creative. We even put brushes in her hair, did plenty things. The girl won. The girl won. It was so crazy. This girl won. People say, these art girls. And like I said, mass comm girls are like, that one came in first. Those girls are fire. So they came in first runner up and we're like, when we won, we're like, how? Like even the boys were like, it's not like we didn't think the girl was pretty, but it was alluring enough. She answered her questions well. Okay. She was you said that desirability I'm talking about. It wasn't just in the way she looks. It was in the way she presented, how confident she was. And we're very creative with it. So the girl just won, So after she won, everybody now said coming to meet us and said, oh, those two girls, that's how we got in, that's how we started that job. They said those two girls in finance, those two tall girls in finance, just go and meet them, they will help you. And so we helped the first person as a favor, because she was somebody that we both knew. She said, okay, she wants to be Miss, I think it was Miss UNN or something like that. I went to University of Nigeria School. She wants to be Miss UNN. We said, okay, no problem, this will be fun, we had time. Oh yeah, do it. The girl won. Next thing we know, somebody from Benin came. Hey, there are these two girls we had, and that's how my first
Benin came.
Benin, Uniben, yeah,
came all the way.
Yeah, came to meet us, and that's how our life has, and that's how we did this until we entered final year and we had to start doing projects.
Whoa!
So when we started doing projects, we're like, sorry, we cannot take any. The one particular girl, the girl came, cried. She was, I think it was Miss Pharmacy. The girl came and cried. The house someone told her if she doesn't, that we told her, auntie, we are doing projects. If we fail out of school, we cannot collect our money, because we started getting. It was by the third. We started collecting payment from people. So it's like we did. Yeah. So that's how we started doing it. That's how our life just kind of took off like that. And our department, that's Fine and Apply, that is actually quite. I know we act very unserious, but it's actually is a lot of work. Do you understand? It's an exhausting profession or course to study. So a lot of times you're tired, but we just thought it was a good release and we're quite good at it, and people were willing to pay us money. Why not? We took the money, So that's how the fashion thing started. That was my, so by the time I was done with my project, I just said I knew I was going to go into fashion. So 3 months after I left UNN, I went to South Africa. To a fashion school. So I went there, then came back to Lagos in another fashion school. And that's kind of how my life has been.
Wow.
Fashion.
Wow. Interesting. I'm almost tempted to ask you, okay, what led you into modeling? Because now it looks like somehow.
Modeling, modeling was just nothing led me.
Okay.
Nothing led. Sometimes the way life is, chance meetings. I believe that, I don't know if, we're Christians, so I hope many of my listeners are not Christians. Please bear with me. Let me talk for a bit, okay? I feel like as a Christian, God guides you to some places.
Yeah.
I went to visit one of my dad's friends. The man just looks at me and said, "You're tall. Do you model?"
Okay.
I said, "No." The guy said, "Tell your daddy to call me. I have a modeling job for you."
Oh, really?
And that was it. So if your dad, he just told me, if your dad says no, then it's a no. If your daddy says yes, then it's yes. That's what happened.
And your dad didn't say no.
My dad called him. So what is it for? Blah blah blah. It was a festival. It was called Echo Fest.
Okay.
It held in Asaba. I don't know if you know Grand Hotel Asaba.
Yes.
So the owner of Grand Hotel Asaba was my uncle.
Oh, okay.
So he was holding. A lot of people came. Stella Obasanjo was there.
Okay.
That's how big it was. Franco Shodi. What's the name of this footballer? A lot of those guys were there. So they had fashion designers coming from around West Africa. So Cote d'Ivoire, Zambia, Ghana, Togo, Benin Republic, then Nigeria. They all came and they brought in some of their models and all that. So they were like 12 models from Nigeria. I was one of them.
Wow.
That was it. So the guy just spoke to my dad. My dad said, "Oh, this was going to happen. Don't worry, we're going to lodge her somewhere. She's going to." My dad is like, "So what's going to happen?" But my dad said, "Okay, fine, no problem. Just make sure that she comes back in one piece." I said, "Chinese, it looks like you're going to model." And, before I entered uni. So they were like, and that's it. I got that.
But
same thing.
After that, did you do others?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
From there, more people.
So you learned it. Okay.
Yeah. So from there, more people. Another person again. I thought I was working somewhere. You're in Enugu with me now. Obiago. One girl just told me, I said, "Hello. Hi, please, are you a model?" I was like, yeah. I said, please, can I get your number? I want to talk to blah, blah. And next thing, they brought me to Lagos, something concerning Pepsi. We did something. My dear. That was my life. But again, when I entered, I think by the time I entered second year, because in all of this, my dad said, "Do you know what you want? But you must finish school.
Okay.
And you must be serious with your school." So by the time I did the second year, it was too much. So all right. I stopped.
Interesting. So how's it been doing fashion designing?
Yes.
Of course, you're also a fashion coach. So you actually help and guide women, in this fashion,
yes.
in the world of fashion.
Yes.
How's
building
it been for
wardrobes
you?
and stuff like that. Yeah. How's it been for me? I must say it feels fulfilling.
Okay.
Yes. I don't wish I was doing something else.
Oh, really?
I mean, I do wish I had more money, but I don't wish I'm doing something else. I always just say, it's money. It's money. I want more money. Fashion is expensive, Yeah. So it's always good to have more money, I think. But I don't think I love what I'm doing. I love this job. I love the life it's giving me.
What has been your experience with women? Who are becoming aspect? Like, what type of women come in? How do you coach them and help them?
They differ.
Okay.
They differ. When I started the Go Club, right? I'm a goal coach. I say fashion goal coach. When I started the goal club, I meant it for fashion designers, which was interesting. I was looking for ways to make things easier for fashion designers. But as time has gone by, even like regular folk are like, okay, so just teach me how to, So it's like, that's when I started doing things like studying. That's when I started realizing things like, the more you know your body, the less the stress you have. Your favorite colors, shop your favorite colors. That way you feel more optimistic about what you're buying, what you're shopping for. So all those type of things. It was through working with other women that say, oh, please come and help me arrange this, don't do this, blah, 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 and a lot of women, like I said, what the media and this need for desirability has done is that it has left a lot of women grasping at straws, and confidence doesn't feel as good, because think about it. If you think of a trend that is suitable for a model, I'm a 6'1". Most models fall around my height, and then you're
very tall, and
slim,
very slim as well.
So
everybody's not like that,
exactly. And then you are a 5,
the real world,
yes,
many women are not
and you're
like
a 5'8", and then you feel like, okay, so this thing looked good on this person, I'll get it. Then you get it, and it doesn't look. You just feel like you're feeling somehow. You're like, if only. But there's nothing that can be done. It's your body, So, the more I encouraged women to shop for themselves, like who they are, not just shop for yourself. Look at your work, look at your life, look at your body, look at your colors, look at yourself, look at your purpose. What are you trying to do with your clothes? I realize confidence is much better in women.
So has there been situations where, what I like now may not be what is best for my color, or my body type?
Yes, that happens.
Color especially.
That happens. Yeah. I usually advise that you use the colors that you like as accessories.
Okay.
Yes, don't wear it as a mean.
Okay.
I will advise. Okay. You don't have to listen to me.
Okay.
Fact, because I think, again, when it comes to confidence.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like, if you're somebody that is maybe yellow washes you out, but you like yellow so much, I'll say use yellow. If you're someone that has to go to work, wear a deep blue suit and wear yellow shirt inside. You don't have to wear yellow suit.
Yeah, because it makes you happy, right?
Yeah, it makes you happy. So it's like,
your confidence one way or the other.
But I usually say just take it like, or you can just have a yellow bag, have a yellow handbag. It doesn't wash you out as much as if you're wearing a yellow dress. Yeah.
Pop it.
So exactly. So it's that kind of thing. If you're someone that likes some things, have it around it. It's the same thing. It's the same confidence that you get. It's the same joy. It's the same vibe, the same aura that it would give. But just put it in accessories. Sometimes it's shoes. Do you understand? I had a customer that liked collecting shoes, but I noticed that she liked collecting shoes. Her shoes were usually browns and neutrals, because she just felt like, you should be able to match everything. But she likes very loud, every other thing. She'll wear a lemon green top with deep green bottoms. She's that girl. But I was like, she likes this color. She has it about greens. She loves greens. So I thought, what if we get green shoes instead? Then we get less greeny clothes, and then see what happens. So that actually started working for her more. And I mean, she said that even her office, they said taking her a little more seriously, but she didn't know they weren't taking her seriously before. She didn't know until she started getting to, like, guests will come inside and be like, okay, who is that? Because of that, the bright shoes, they just think, oh, that's cool. So the bright shoes are more desirable to look at than
everywhere.
Green. Than green. Just think, what's wrong with this person? So it's an interesting
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right. I think we've gained some really interesting insights about fashion.
Yeah.
And fashion is here with us. Fashion is everyday life. Fashion is art. Fashion is everywhere.
Yes.
But the main thing is it shouldn't stress you seriously, like you just said.
Yes. If you think of your goals, what you're trying to do, if you're trying to be friendly, if you're trying to make new friends, I think it was the Bible. The Bible said, he who wants friends must be friendly. If you're trying to be friendly and you're still stuck on, this is who I am, everybody should accept me, you're not trying to be friendly. You're just trying to repel people. If you're really trying to get things done with people and all that, you're in a space of leadership and you're trying to work with people, you can't be pushing people back and then not be upset that they are moving back. You have to be willing to bring people in, and one of those things includes the way you look.
Yeah. And as a working mom, I mean, comfort should be one of your...
I say, priority. Be comfortable with, wear shoes. Even if you wear heels, wear shoes that you can run with. That's what I say. As a mom, be willing to run fast. Fast. Get fast shoes. The earlier you can, the better. When it comes to shoes, every other thing, I think that like maybe pants, skirts, but shoes. Get comfortable shoes.
All
that you
right.
can run with us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chineze. It's been so interesting, and
Thank you.
we will come back again once. In a while to the
Yeah.
world of fashion, because of course we're women and we love fashion.
Yes, sir.
But it shouldn't stress you out. You should also be happy in it and be very, very confident.
Yes, confidence is key, people.
Yeah.
Confidence is key.
Thank you so much, Anwuli Lagos.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on Diva's Diary.
Thank you for bringing
and
me
yes,
back.
Anwuli Lagos is like a friend to the family, if I would say. She's been on Market Square with Lydia during Valentine. She's been on the book show with me as Nestally, TV, and now Diva's Diary, the fashion designer and fashionpreneur. I think you love media yourself. Really.
I do. Yeah, I do. I just don't know if I want to pursue because my life is actually quite busy. But I do love it. Yeah.
Because you love talking and you talk sense and you make good conversations as well.
Thank you.
All right. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. This is where we'll call it a wrap on Diva's Diary. But